Hey, good morning, y'all. This morning we are starting a new book in Ezekiel 1. We're starting today. So, Holy Spirit, we just invite you into this prophet. We ask that you would give us wisdom and insight into your word. And I say this in Yeshua's precious name. So, this morning we are in Ezekiel chapter 1. Ezekiel's vision by the river of Kabar. Also can be found in Psalms 137, 1 through 9. In the 13th year, on the 5th day of the 4th month, while I was among the exiles by the river Kabar, the heavens opened and I saw visions of God. On the 5th day of the month, it was the 5th year of the exile of King Jehoiakim. The word of the Lord came directly to Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Kabar, and there the Lord's hand was upon him. The four living creatures. I looked and I saw a whirlwind coming from the north, a great cloud with fire flashing back and forth, and a brilliant light all around it. In the center of the fire was a gleam like amber, and within it was the form of four living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had a human form, but each had 4 faces and 4 wings. Their legs were straight, and their soles of their feet were the hooves of a calf, gleaming like polished bronze. Under their wings, on their 4 sides, they had human hands. All 4 living creatures had faces and wings, and their wings were touching one another. They did not turn as they moved. Each one went straight ahead. The form of their faces was that of a man, and each of the 4 had the face of a lion on the right side, on the right, the face of an ox on the left, and the face of an eagle. Such were their faces, and also the face of an eagle. So there was a man's face, an eagle's face, an ox, and a lion, which I think is very profound for all the things that are coming. Kind of a representation. Their wings were spread upward. Each had 2 wings touching the wings of the creature on either side, and the 2 wings covering its body. Each creature went straight ahead. Wherever the spirit would go, they would go without turning as they moved. In the midst of the living creatures was the appearance of a glowing coals of fire or of torches. Fire moved back and forth between the living creatures. It was bright, and lightning flashed out of it. The creatures were darting back and forth as quickly as flashes of lightning. The 4 wheels. When I looked at the living creatures, I saw a wheel on the ground beside each creature with its 4 faces. The workmanship of the wheels looked like the gleam of beryl, and all 4 had the same likeness. Their workmanship looked like a wheel within a wheel. As they moved, they went in any of the 4 directions, without pivoting as they moved. Their rims were high and awesome, and all 4 rims were full of eyes all around. So, as the living creature moved, the wheels moved beside them, and when the creatures rose from out of the ground, the wheels also arose. Wherever the spirit would go, they would go, and the wheels would rise alongside them, because the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. When the creatures moved and the wheels moved, when the creatures stood still, the wheels stood still. And when the creatures rose from the ground, the wheels rose alongside them, because of the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. The divine glory spread out above the heads of the living creatures was the likeness of an awesome expanse gleaming like crystal. And under the expanse, their wings stretched out toward one another. Each one also had 2 wings covering its body. When the creatures moved, I heard the sound of their wings, like the roar of many waters, like the voice of the Almighty, like the tumult of an army. When they stood still, they lowered their wings, and there came a voice from above the expanse over their heads as they stood still with their wings lowered. Above the expanse over their heads was the likeness of a throne with the appearance of sapphire. And on their throne, high above, was a figure like that of a man. From what seemed to be his waist up, I saw a gleam like amber, with what looked like fire within it all around. And from what seemed to be his waist down, I saw what looked like fire and brilliant light surrounded him. The appearance of the brilliant light all around him was like that of a rainbow in a cloud on a rainy day. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. And when I saw it, I fell face down and heard a voice speaking. This is the first start of Ezekiel chapter 1. And I pray that you'll stay with me as we read through Ezekiel. And I hope that you comment your thoughts on what is going on. It's no fun to be the only one that reads and nobody interacts. I would love for more people to interact and pray. We need to be praying for this nation today as things are getting ready to ramp up into a whole new place of chaos. And I say this in Yeshua's name. Bye-bye.